Hello and welcome everyone back to another brand new Motogp 24 video. Now, it's been a small break since the career mode's been on the channel, so quick recap: we are in P3 in the world. We're having a pretty decent overall season, but we are just lacking a small bit for the GP24s of Pecco and Jorge Martin. As you can see in the championship, they still have a slight march on us. Now, coming into the Kazakhstan Grand Prix weekend, track I struggled with a lot last year, and a track I struggled with a lot this year as well, unfortunately. Now, one of the biggest issues I have with this game is at high speed, when you're braking, you cannot trail brake the bike into the corner. It just does not react to heavy inputs while braking. It's been a huge flaw in the game ever since 2022 for me, and in corners like this I just could not get the bike into it. Now, a lot of setup work, I had to even change my own controller settings to get it to work, and I never got it right. It's just one of those things where I slightly managed to adapt my riding style around and get slightly better. Now, surprisingly, the pace was actually decent, but it felt like to me one lap here and there. I turned 35.0 in Friday's practice, so easily breezed through to Q2. But I just felt like, regardless of how well I did in qualifying, just the races were going to be poor because I just was not consistent at all. But as the weekend went on, I still got more and more comfortable, but I still just felt like I was just pulling up these special laps and not being able to do a race consistent pace, and I just felt like heavy braking, just the bike just doesn't turn in. It's been an issue I've had with GP22, 23, 24, and unfortunately just some tracks really play up to it, and it's very annoying when you're in a heavy straight line braking and you can't get the bike to turn. It just feels immobile. Something that really penalised me on these games. But here we are in the last few minutes of Q2, and up to the line we do another 35 there. That is our fastest lap of the race weekend, puts us P2, but Jack Miller on the other Pramac Ducati slots in between me and Jorge Martin. So it was a really positive weekend up to this point in terms of just what was on paper, but I just felt like that just didn't think I'd have enough in the race. I felt like it was the sporadicness of my lap times, but I was kind of hoping that maybe I could get into a rhythm and get in behind riders and kind of build into these races. So I'm going to jump over to the sprint now and see how it goes. So my team, after the weekend we've had being in the top four for most of the weekend, it looks like we've had a really good weekend. And on paper it is, but from a riding perspective, I've been really poor. Coupled with the bit of a break, I feel like I just cannot get up to speed in this game. Once again, I still have the same issue since day one of this game, is where you cannot brake and turn in at the same point. And at this track, there's a lot of really fast entries where you need to be able to brake hard and run the bike in, and this game just doesn't allow it, and it's so frustrating to play. And yeah, we've gotten a couple laps where it works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've even changed my controller settings for this race to see can I get a some sort of resolve to this, because it's just when you're heavy braking, the bike becomes immobile. I've had this issue for 3 games now and it's still there. It's really frustrating. But for today's sprint, top 5 I'd actually bite your hand off right now for a top 5, and then maybe in the main race, longer race, more strategic, I'll kind of hope for the fighting for the podium. But I'm a bit nervous coming into this. Maybe I don't think I have the pace where I should be. That one lap I pulled out, and a bit of a slipstream for my old teammate Zarko really helped me. So let's see how it goes. I'll try and stay positive, but I just feel it's going to be a tough race. So we're starting not on what I would call the ideal part of the track on the inside, so I need a good launch. Not been a great one. Not been a great one. I'm trying to go tight on the two Aprilias and maybe even Pecco. Martin already has a massive lead. How's this happened? Bit of an unfortunate warning. I don't think I gained anything, but we'll take it. I'm back up to second. Opening lap, I have to try and do something with Martin. He's had 3 dents on the field all weekend, so realistically it's going to be pretty tough. As you can see, look, it just leaps out of there. Oh, he's wide though. He is very wide. That's us right back with him. First mistake from the championship leader. Probably the ideal start to the race really for me. I don't think it could have went much better. Maybe if the launch was slightly better, I might have been able to overtake him when he made that mistake a couple of corners ago. Oh, big lunge there. Try making up the difference. Pinata is off behind. Very good first lap. I'm quite happy with this now. Oh, we drive deep into one though. I think sector 1 is where I'm strongest. Blowing stuff. It's a different line to be sure, much tighter. Probably benefits him more there. Definitely stop and go parts track, I'm weaker. Miller's leaped onto the back of me. That team's wide against you there. I think it just must be his line. But this time I didn't do much of a job myself getting in near him. .34.5 from Jorge Martin. That has smashed his own pole record lap. That is that's just outrageous lap time. That is yeah, there's no touching that. If he can keep on 2 wheels, there's nobody beating him this weekend, I don't think, with that sort of speed. Perfect, that's 3/10 quicker than his pole lap. Oh, how he's managed to pull that out. We're doing just a good enough job at the moment, keeping Jack at arm's distance, but unfortunately 2 seconds to our leader is really disheartening already. This could potentially be my fastest lap of the whole weekend here. Yes, it is. My first 34, that's crazy. In the sprint, we are finding time here. So, I'm quite glad speed is showing to be there. I thought we'd be... to be honest, I thought I'd be struggling to be doing 35s because they're so inconsistent in practice, but with the race face on and the focus, it looks to be coming a bit easier. Fortunately, we're not doing anything into Jorge Martin, but still quite happy just to be doing 35s and a 34 at once. Final lap time, another 34.9, a bit deep. We are down to a 4th warning, so I think we need to back this lap off, bring home, and can we secure P2 in the sprint, which is a shockingly good result if we get it to the finish line. After all that, 3.5 seconds is going to be the gap to Jorge Martin. He didn't even get a warning. We've gotten 4, something we're going to really have to work for in the main race, but is somehow going to be P2 ahead of Jack Miller. Can't believe we've gotten a podium here in the sprint. I think at the last 2 laps, Jack really upped the pace because he only finished 0.4 back, and on one point during the last lap, he had a lunge at one of the corners at me, and I just seen him appear in the back of shot, so he really has some late rate pace, as you can see, 34.4 from Jorge Martin. That is ridiculous out of speed. Like, for example, look what Pecco did. I was faster than Pecco. Where is the other factory Ducati? Yeah, I'm nearly a second faster than the other one, so we're doing really good there, to be fair. If you're less than 4 seconds off in the sprint, running lap record speed for myself. It's a bit disheartening though that I was doing literally faster than I've ever gone around this track, and we're still 4 seconds off in the space of 7 laps. It's a bit hard to take, but I suppose it was better than finishing no one in P5 or Pecco did 8 seconds off, and then with Miguel because they were ahead of me into turn 1. So yeah, we must go again now in the main race. Hopefully Jorge Martin has to maybe just kind of spread out his race pace and we can kind of stay there a bit closer to him, because I'm fearing that we might have another long battle against Jack Miller otherwise.
It was a great sprint, and now everything's in place to celebrate with the riders on the podium in the middle of the track.
Right, we're going to just try get a better start this time. If I can maybe take the lead in lap 1 is what I'll try and do, and just see if I can just manage my race from the front. I still think even if Jorge Martin backs off 2 or 3 tenths, he's still 2 or 3 tenths quicker than me at my limit, so it's going to be pretty difficult to see how I'm going to stop him or how anyone else can, to be honest, because it doesn't look like maybe Jack, if he can get away at the front, might be able to just maintain pace with him and kind of stick with him, but I don't think in terms of actually doing anything against him. I think Jorge Martin has this one in the bag, but the reason we go racing is not done on paper, so we're going to try, if we get the good start, we'll try and maintain if we can get to the front really is the goal, because I know for a fact that they seem to take a different line through the first sector, so I might have the advantage, but we'll see how this is probably going to be the most critical part of my race, is if I can get away at the front how I want. It's okay start. Oh look, be pretty up the inside. We're gonna go real aggressive. It's P2, I think. We go for the lead? No, not yet. I have to attack. He's gonna have the inside lined up for the next right-hander. Try something really aggressive down the inside like that. Try and park it on him. We have the lead. For the time being anyway, I'm expecting him to appear just like that. I'm gonna go for a bit of a cutback. Pick him up onto the curb. Vinales could do me a big favour if he gets past. I think he might have done, yeah, according to the time screens. It is Vinales up to P2. Very hard racing. I feel like it was needed here this opening lap. I'm fighting him for a championship as well. Look at that GP24, it's just walking past the Aprilia. Martin is back up into P2, which is not good for me. We're wide. Bike just did not turn in and we've lost both positions. So I'm pretty good on the brakes in here. 3 wide. Oh, Martin's wide. Small bit of contact. There's a better line. I'm going to have to lunge up the inside again. Desperate times here. And pick the bike up, get the run. And all this Vinales is coming on top. Keep releasing the brake to match Jorge Martin. Oh, we've potentially knocked him off there. That is very controversial. I had the inside line and I released the brake just to kind of maintain him. He is out, so he's not scoring anything today. I will be under investigation, I imagine, for that. It doesn't look like at the moment, but maybe if we lose the front, maybe in all our panic there we didn't see the signs, but interesting to get the viewers' idea. Was that over aggressive for me? We were having an amazing opening battle lap, and I just kind of kept releasing the brake. I just felt like he tipped in on me. But I would love to see that one back, and I might throw some replays in after this race to see how guilty am I. So it's the end of this lap, and still no warning or anything, so looks like we are not getting any penalty for it, so the stewards think it's okay. I'm still on the fence. Seeing it live, I felt like I was maybe over the limit, but in terms of the replays, we'll watch it back later, because I am interested to see if I was at fault for it more than I think. Right now I think it is my fault, but we could be swayed other ways. Right now we're pretty comfortably sitting here on the back wheel of Vinales, which is really nice because we have a bit of gap over Pecco, so looks like it's potentially us two for this race win here. But I'm still just every lap and just keep thinking and back over, is that my fault for the Martin incident? And the fact he's now out of the race. We're going to gain big points on him provided we finish today, so this could be a very controversial moment in this season's championship hunt. We've just set the fastest lap of the race. It has been just beaten by Oliveira behind, but one thing I will notice, Miller down at 5th isn't making any progress, so I genuinely think the fastest guys on track are probably me and Vinales. Pecco's sitting about 0.8, 0.9 behind, and to be honest, the big sign that I'm not over my limit is I have 0 track limit warnings yet, so that is a nice feeling that I still have a bit of leeway in the track at the moment. So we're going to just try and stick with Vinales. Don't overtake him. I'm liking having a marker, something I usually don't like having. Speaking of having no warnings, there's a first one. So as soon as we open them out, big mistake there, but we still have half a race kind of gone only on one, which is still pretty good. But like I was saying, I don't usually like having a marker around this place, just with the awkwardness of this place. I'm quite happily sitting here in behind Vinales. So 2 seconds now is the gap back to Pecco, and we're pretty much again right on the back of Vinales, so we'll probably leave it to the last 2 or 3 laps before we attempt to move. Last few laps now, Vinales had a couple of looks back at me, and there's a lot of sliding going on from the rear of the Aprilia. So it looks like his bike is starting to just protest at this pace. I still feel pretty comfortable sitting here. But it's going to be interesting to see when we go for the overtakes, will there be fireworks again? Because he was involved as well in all the drama at the start. He probably benefited by being in this position now from it. Good run this time. Just about, but we're going back out of it because this is a very difficult corner. I actually feel better when I'm behind him. I reckon I could probably go for it down in here. The outside though, so we're not going to go for it. We'll go for a bit of a cutback, but he's pretty good out of there. Defensive into the last corner has been all race. But he's defended well, our first attacks. Oh, he's wide there, pretty much alongside him. Ultimate lap now, we need to get something moving. Very defensive, we're going to really holding the mid-corner speed up. Very weak in this part of the track. To be honest, my bike placement was not great there. We're very strong through here. Off a real wide line. Not as good of an exit as I would have hoped. Might need to go for it this time into the tight right at the end of the lap. Oh, a bit of a bobble from Vinales. He's wide, out onto the grain stop. It's going to cost him a run. Oh, his first mistake of the race, really, I must say, is come on to the start of the last lap. Does he fight back? Doesn't, thankfully for me. Alright, we need to do one good defensive lap now, and we have this one. But like maybe just as he's trail braking, had a front moment, had to release the brake and pick the bike up. I just run a touch wide and then picking up the power, just put him right out onto the green stuff, so his run was really compromised. Through the final few corners we come. I said Pecco's nearly caught him now, he's after losing so much speed. But it's going to be a victory here, it's going to be a very controversial victory. We'll talk about that in a moment. For now, it's 25 points in Kazakhstan. So, us, Vinales and Pecco on the podium. 3 different bikes, 3 different manufacturers, 3 different nationalities. So, really happy. But we have to look back at the replays to see if I am deserving a penalty. Here we are on the first lap here. This is where I go for the really aggressive move in the next corner. You can see it looks like gain through the middle of the corner. And I think just about here, if I just pick the bike up, I can go for this really aggressive move down the inside. Very, very hard. See, he squares us off. We use a lot of the track, but that GP24 is just a head and shoulders is a better bike. He goes tight on the inside line. We go for the real aggressive cutback, and we run him up the edge of the curb, which just gives Vinales a nice little run into the next right-hander. So we're going to stick with it for the whole first lap until the incident. At this point now I'm thinking, right, we just need to get into a good rhythm, stay smooth, and hopefully Vinales can stay where he is. But I don't know if Vinales has a bad exit or it's just how good that GP24 is. I would imagine it's probably the Ducati. You can see me already trying to break the slipstream going to the far part of the track. Jorge Martin is making easy pickings of Vinales and up into... Oh, they actually have contact, so I was wondering how this happens. Obviously I go wide, but they come through 2 abreast, and this is now next 3 or 4 corners. We are side by side. I go for a bit of a lunge. Again, there's nearly more contact between us. We're 3 wide. There is contact there. Vinales gets the short straw here, but somehow it eventually comes out in all this. Again, I lunge up the inside. I can't afford to give Martin any go, and then again more contact with us and Vinales. I go again for another cutback, scream off, and now here we go. Run to turn 1, and this is where the incident is. You can see Vinales is taking an early lead. And we're braking. Ooh. You see, I feel like we both just kept releasing the brake and there was just kind of contact at the middle point. Not really sure there's much I could do about that. We have an onboard here from Jorge Martin. See, he's coming with such speed. He's going wide as it is anyway. It's hard to call for me. See, then he does end up falling off. I just feel like that both of us were going to the limit to run each other wide. Not a massive run off there as he's hit the wall. That's pretty scary if you ever go here in real life. But I must say there just wasn't really much either of us I felt did wrong. I don't feel like I'm as guilty as I did at the time, but I'm going to leave it up to you in the comments to let me know. Is it a penalty or is it not? After that controversial race here in Kazakhstan, we go back up into 2nd in the world. We are 42 points now behind our championship leader Jorge Martin on the Ducati. So even after a good chunk of points came back today, we're still a long way back, but it's a good result for my championship, but still potentially a penalty in the offing yet for me.
picking up again live from the track where the top 3 riders have just arrived on the podium for the trophy ceremony. We've seen a very exciting race, and these riders deserve all the love from the fans.
So it was the perfect win for me in terms of reputation. You can see there gained extra objectives. The GP victory, we got a sprint podium and a sprint win, or sorry, main race win. So really, we're so close now to being a superstar. And yeah, let's see how that goes for the next few races. But we are going to end it there. Next, we are off to one of my favorite tracks, which would be Assen. Now, I don't really know how well this bike will work there, but usually through the high speed stuff, I feel pretty good. I felt through the long corners, actually feel pretty good. And there's not a lot of really heavy braking into corners, which is probably where I'm weak at the moment with this bike. So yeah, I really look forward to getting back into our next race at Aston. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, drop a like down below, subscribe to see more. I should catch you in a future video. And once again, just let me know, was it a penalty? Was it not? Drop a comment below. Thanks for watching. Slán go fóill.